Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Our English Learning Journey. Today, we are going to talk about our experience learning English, the challenges we face, the strategies that help us improve, and our future goals with the language. My name is Eva, and today I'm here with my classmate Juan José Luna Medrano. Thank you for being here today, Juan José.
Hello, Eva. It's my pleasure to be here.
So, when did you start learning English, Juan Jose?
Well, thank you for the question. I started learning English in school. My journey started in the classroom in elementary school, like so many of us do. And my teachers back then, uh, they introduced me to the very basics. They taught me greetings, farewells, and simple vocabulary. And the kind of content that they teach us at school, the English that they teach us at school. And we used to study with textbooks and dictionaries and translators sometimes. And that's the resources that I primarily used for learning. And I think that these resources did their job at that point. They helped us learn voc- uh, vocabulary, and we were able to learn some vocabulary, like how to say good morning or how to call the things that we have in our environment in English. But I really feel like it wasn't enough for actually learn the language. And you know, uh, that uh, learning a word and speaking the language with other people or in a conversation are two very different things. So um, the transformation or the turning point came when I started college and I decided to study English to major in foreign languages here at UNAT. And then my view of the language changed because I feel way more motivated to learn, and I got very interested in learning, and also my the resources I used changed because I feel like my mind was broadened, or my perspective about to learn was broadened, and I started to use or take advantage of technology to learn in video and YouTube videos and apps, and also AI tools became my resources to learn the language, and I fell in love with it, and I now I am obsessed with English. So how about you? Uh, when and how you started learning English?
Um, I I I started learning English when I entered university to study to become an English teacher. And honestly, I only knew very basic English, like greetings and simple everyday phrases. At first, I thought the university was going to teach me everything from the beginning. So I feel frustrated because many classmates already spoke English fluently, and while I was just starting. Little by little, I understood that learning a language takes time, patience, and practice. Yeah. Next, please. Next. What were your biggest challenges while learning English?
Well, the first and probably biggest challenge for me was confidence. I had a very low or very little confidence when I started. Um, and speaking English in front of other people used to make me incredibly nervous. And I was also pretty shy person. And my mind would go blank, and I lose focus and control, and forgot, and I would forget the words that I learned, and this happened to me so many times. And it's really a frustrating feeling. I got really frustrated at the beginning, and I'm sure it's something that every single student can relate to, and and it's something that it's not very satisfying. But what helped me work through uh, that problem, that issue that I had, was like a combination of two things. Uh, I had to build genuine self-confidence over time, and I have to believe in myself that I will be able to learn English, you know, and trust my process. And I also practiced consistently. So I had to invest a lot of time in my learning, and I spent a lot of time studying and reviewing materials and joining classes even outside of college. And I was very consistent, and I used all the resources that technology could offer, like apps or YouTube lessons, and I had to put a lot of effort into it. And the second challenge was uh, the lack of immersion that I had in my place, because I live in a rural town and it's far from the city. So it means it's isolated from communication with foreigners, communication with native speakers. And I didn't have any chance to speak, to my classmates nor native speakers. So for that reason, I decided to surround myself with the language, to consume, English content on a daily basis. And there was a point where I would watch like a movie or series chapter or a podcast or even music, and when I was and I used my phone to watch English blogs and videos and tutorials, about cooking, about apps, about anything that would help me. And because of this, I could improve, and I could meet a lot of people, people, and even students and native speakers, and I could practice with them, and it really helped me move forward and make a lot of progress. But what about you? What are the key challenges that you encounter, and how you overcame them?
For me, one of my biggest challenges has been pronunciation and listening. Sometimes when people speak very fast, I cannot understand everything the first time. I always feel nervous speaking in public because I am afraid of making mistakes. Another challenge has been balancing university, work, learning English independently, and taking care of my home responsibilities. Honestly, the process has not been easy, but I try to continue improving every day. Yeah, next,
Great.
please. What what strategies help you improve your English, classmates?
Um, Great. This is one of my favorite questions. Um, for me, the most meaningful and impactful strategy was daily immersion. I made a conscious decision to be around the English as much as possible in my house and also at work, and not just because I was, you know, not just because I wanted to, but because I had to do it in order to improve and make progress. And I didn't study just, I didn't use or hear English when I sat down to study, but when I was doing a house tour, or when I was walking around and running errands. And because of that, English began to feel like a like an ordinary thing, you know. It it really became part of my journey and my daily basis, and it really helped me a lot, because the more I exposed to the language, uh the more natural, and the more natural it became for me to listen to music, or to understand when I listen to music, or when I listen to anything in English, and I didn't need to translate, or uh I didn't have to to look, yeah, to translate, or to look for anything up on the internet or something, when I was reading an instruction, or when I was um listening to the music, or any video, or English in any formats. And I also joined a community, English community, or online English communities. People that meet on Facebook, or other platforms like Discord, or Episoden. And it was a game changer. Suddenly I was speaking to so many people from different parts of the world, people that were also learning, and trying to connect with others to overcome the problem of lack of immersion, or they wanted to gain confidence to speak English. And practice, consistent practice was key as well. Practicing English as much as I could, listening, writing, reading, and so on. And of course, technology, or online tools, and AI tools were also a huge part of the process, and I really took advantage of them, and it's something that all of us should do. Uh, what do you think about it? What are the effective strategies that helped you improve?
Very interesting your experience. Um, some strategies that helped me were listening to music and English, watching movies and videos with subtitles, practicing vocabulary every day. I also try to participate more in class activity, uh, even when I feel nervous, because I know that excuse me. I feel nervous because I know that excuse me, practice is very important to gain confidence. Yeah. Excuse
Wonderful.
me.
It is very
Next,
important. It's okay. It's
next,
okay. Yes.
can you share a memorable experience related to learning English?
Absolutely. The this journey, my journey learning English has not just shaped my language skills, but it has shaped me as a person. And I've had the privilege of meeting uh, truly wonderful people that who believed in me and that invested the time in helping me grow my skills, helping me improve. They they taught me English, they corrected my mistakes, and they spend time practicing with me and and really encouraged me to keep going even when it felt hard, even when it felt very difficult, or when there were things that I didn't understood. And and I and I've also had the incredible experience of connecting with people from over 60 countries in the world, and and experience different cultures and accents and backgrounds and worldviews that all brought together uh, through a language, through English, was a very enriching experience for me, and I wouldn't change that for anything in the world. I I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I think it genuinely changed my life, the way I see the world now, and also I have to say that uh, thanks to English, I have become a better communicator. I used to be an extremely shy person that would avoid speaking with others and with neighbors and most definitely with people that I didn't know. And now I have a more open mindset. I have a more outgoing personality, and it's all been because of learning English and expanding my world and my knowledge. And so, uh, what are your memorable experiences related to English?
One memorable experience was realizing that I could understand simple conversation and express my ideas better than before. I all feel proud every time I complete an oral presentation in English, and because I was too afraid to speak. Even a small progress motivated me to continue learning. Yeah. Next, please.
Wonderful.
What are what are your future goals with English classmates?
Well, at this point in my journey, I describe my level first of all, as upper intermediate or advanced, and I'm genuinely grateful for the progress I've made, and and I really feel like it represents uh all years of dedication and perseverance and hard work. And of course, there's also things that I need to improve, there are aspects that I need to improve and work on, but I'm willing, I'm more than willing to do so. So my goals, my future goals, in English, um, is to reach full proficiency, to speak as perfectly as I can, as fluently or as confidently as I can, to become a translator and a teacher, an English teacher. I can't wait to experience, what communication in different cultures can be, and being able to bridge, to bridge that communication, or different cultures, or world views in a room or in a place, feels like. And also it would make me very happy to teach other people about, you know, to teach English, to educate, and support, and and encourage students to work hard on their language journey, and be a um and be of, of a lot of help in their journeys, and share my experience with them, and let them know that they can learn any language they want if they are consistent, and they are disciplined. How about you? What what are uh your goals in English proficiency, and what do you think about your current level?
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, and now I still need to improve a lot, especially my fluency and listening skill. But I also recognize that I have improved compared to when I started. My biggest goal is to achieve full fluency and become a great English teacher in the future. I would like to help my future students feel motivated and confident while learning English. Yeah. Um, Thank you for sharing your experience. It was very interesting to hear your story and your learning process.
Thank you so much. I also enjoyed learning about your experience, and what you live, and what and everything you shared about your experience, and your strategies, and your future goals. Thank you.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed our podcast and learn a little about our English learning journey. See you next time.
See you.